let's leave the ladies out. So to say that Olivia Munn's relationship with Aaron Rodgers might be a distraction that's negatively affecting his game, that just ain't right. What y'all think, this is Aaron Rodgers' first rodeo? You think he never had a pretty lady giving him attention before? Man, he didn't just get famous yesterday. He been at this whole quarterback star thing for a long time. These cats ain't new to the game of football, and they ain't new to the game of ladies. So maybe lay off the talk about the lovely Miss Olivia or Giselle, or any other females from here on out. Ladies are off limits, you feel me? Let's keep it all about the players, keep it all about the men, and keep it all about the business. Welcome to Turfed Up. I'm your host, Big Snoop Dogg, AKA Coach Snoop. He is a Super Bowl champion and the head coach of my old school, Long Beach Poly High School. Give it up for the one and only Antonio Pierce.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
How you doing, Coach?
Yes, sir. How you doing?
Man, I'm doing awesome, man. So you a 9-year vet? You played 9 years in the league?
And I feel it every day.
Every day?
Every day I feel it, man.
Do you take any of those memories with you as a coach to implement to your kids that you're teaching in school?
Yeah, everything that I learned in the pros, college, high school, Pop Warner, everything that I went through in my life, coaching at Long Beach Poly, I just try to implement that into those dudes. And think about this, you get a scholarship check, that's $250,000. That's a lottery ticket.
Yeah, it is.
For a lot of these kids, and mom and dad can't afford that. So if they can do the schoolwork, and you already know what school we at, Poly, so we got the best athletes.
Yes, sir.
But what they need to do is just focus in the school. And once they did that, and once they understood that, last year, my first year there, we put out 13 kids, Division I.
Mm-hmm.
This year we'll probably hit anywhere from 6 to 9 kids.
That's awesome, man. Do you think that the Snoop Youth Football League is doing a good job with sending kids to the high school level halfway prepared?
Man, I think your track record's starting to speak for itself. How many guys you got in the league now?
Yeah, we got 5 in the NFL right now.
Yeah, you got some big time, with DeAnthony and the Woods. So what I like about, and what I wish I had when I was at Pop Warner was more coaches, not parents. Not the daddy ball guys, you know what I mean?
The real coaches.
The real coaches that taught you football and taught you the game and prepared you for high school. Because when you get to high school, there might be another kid over here, and you never seen him before. And this boy's 6'3", 230, and you're like, man, where he play football at? He couldn't because of the weight limit. So I was in the league when I remember, hearing the article that you were starting the league. And I said, damn, that's something that's cool. You know what I mean? That, a guy from the inner city come back. He's involved, he's coaching them up. I remember you was coaching, your son's team up and all that stuff, and you involved in it because dudes, regardless, these kids look up to us if you're a rapper, an athlete. First of all, we're the same skin color. We come from the same background, so you're a role model in a different sense where you can get out of it in different ways.
That's awesome, man. And it's beautiful that I can pass them off to a great coach like yourself, and you can give them more education and more preparation for life, because my thing is preparing these boys for life after football. So I want to ask you a question about that big play in the Super Bowl when Eli threw that ball up in the air and baby boy was triple covered.
David Tyree was like our 6th wide receiver. David Tyree only came in when it was garbage time or when you was blocking, for our running game. So what happened earlier on that week, we had went out that Monday, did what we need to do. We had practice, and then Plaxico slipped in the locker room. Tweaked his knee. So, Plaxico Buress was one of our top receivers, our lead dog. So, all of a sudden, we practicing all week, and David Tyree is being Plaxico Buress in practice. So, Eli just throwing him the rock, because that's what we're going to feed him.
Getting all the reps.
Yeah, he getting all the reps. We just throwing the ball left and right, because when we go up against New England, that's going to be our game plan. Man, this dude dropped every ball. It looked like he was fighting Wilson, and we call Wilson the football. He was just batting down. I'm like, man, you got to catch the ball. So, it's funny. Me and Strahan was sitting there, and we were like, stop fighting the ball, catch him. He loves you. The ball loves you. Let it be your friend. So then the game happens, and launched that ball, and it went in the middle of the field. First of all, I'm thinking like, okay, he's throwing the Plax. Throw a jump ball, Plax. Then I'm looking like it's David Tyree, and I ain't gonna lie, man. That's 2 minutes left in the game. I got the towel, put the hair on my eye, that's it. And all of a sudden, I just heard the crowd just erupt. And I looked, and I didn't catch the play live. I had to look at the replay to see what the hell happened. And all the guys on the team was like, man, he caught the ball with his helmet. What the hell you mean he caught the ball? He's like, man, this dude literally locked it onto his helmet. And I'm like, with Rodney Harrison on him? And he's like, yeah. And I see David Tyree all the time, and I tell him, I said, man, you a lifer. Meaning every time they talk about the Super Bowl, whatever year it is, they're gonna show that play.
Yeah, he did.
Because that's one of the greatest plays of all time.
He did that. Mercer Day, you got any questions for my guests?
I do. I have some fan questions for you. So we have somebody by the name of Taylor710 ESPN. He said, what offensive player gave you the most trouble during your career?
Big Larry Allen, Dallas Cowboys.
Tackle?
Oh, man. No, he was one of those dudes that when he just laid a finger on you, it hurt. One thing about Larry Allen, he used to keep dip right here in his sock.
That snuff.
He had it right there, and he just started spitting right before the play, and you look down like, damn. So we had the Pro Bowl, and he's about to do the 225 bench press, so he got his dip. How many they do? They said whatever number. He go over there and just start rapping them out. He got the dip in his mouth, boom, 35. The next guy go. So anyway, it got to a point where he had to go like 38, 39. He's got the dip in his mouth, he's just rapping them out. He did 45 with dip in his mouth. When you played against him, you popped 2 Advil before the game. You got the little Toradol shot and all that because you're going to be numb and you needed that shit.
Right.
That's that uncut game right there, man.
Yeah, no, that's raw.
Antonio Pierce.
Yes, sir.
Appreciate you, Coach. What it do is Coach Snoop, when you inside my film room, we call this the Coach's Corner. This is where I like to review and go over plays and come up with ideas and things to get ready for the next game. So check this out. So Julio Jones matched up one-on-one. And we'll match him up with Mr. Norman, a blanket one-on-one. Well, he'll get one-on-one coverage with Julio. So if Julio runs post, he'll get him one-on-one, where he'll have all of this. If he gets into this area right here, then the safety is in the cloud. He comes over to help to give that safety over the top. Now, if Julio Jones goes here and outside, then that's when 24 gives him 24 reasons why he shouldn't have did that. It's one-on-one. He's over the top, always over the top, breaking on the ball, interception, down the sideline watching Matt Ryan. Maybe give him a stiff arm to the face like they did Tony Romo, and then get to the house. Without further ado, I'd like to introduce my friend, the one and only Adande. What's up, loved one? How you doing, man?
Good to see you.
Man, pleasure to have you on the show, man. So I'm gonna jump right into it. What current basketball players do you think would make the best football players?
Well, you got to start with LeBron, right? That guy could play any sport, hockey, golf. I think whatever he wanted to try, he'd be great at it. But he has that physique where, he could be a great linebacker or a tight end.
And what players in the NFL would be good in the NBA?
I guess you got to go with the receivers because that's traditionally the guys who've done it, like T.O., Randy Moss, guys who've been good both ways. So like Antonio Bryant, Julio Jones, Calvin Johnson, Jimmy Graham, who played some basketball. So
they banned the slam dunk from him. Remember, he was getting $15,000 fines for slamming that.
Let him do his thing. Let him do a 360 in there too.
I love you on the show when y'all be on there and they be doing the what's the name of that show when they put you
Around the Horn. Yeah, remember you came on.
Come on, man.
You were on there.
I love that. I love to see you in those environments, boy. It's you and a bunch of other writers and y'all going at it.
Go at it. But you got to be prepared.
Yeah.
People think, oh, how are I going to show it? I mean, it's years of work to get there, and then it's a lot of work before we get on set, and you got to have all your knowledge down.
How many years of preparation did you have to take before you got that position?
I mean, I got that job after about a dozen years in business, 9 years in the business, 9, 10, actually no, 10 years in the business. Yeah, I came out in 92 and we started that show in 2002. I had to have some credibility, so they put me on there and said, okay, this is somebody who knows what he's talking about. So at that point, I'd worked at Chicago Sun-Times, the Washington Post, the LA Times.
So how did you do that? Did you just go apply and say, I want to be a writer? Or because for the people that's watching that may want to become writers, what do they have to do to take those steps to do what you did?
Well, write wherever you can. So it started off for me, my high school paper, my college paper, and then I turned those clips into an opportunity to work as an intern at the LA Times and the Washington Post, and then just through some connections, I got a job at the Chicago Sun-Times coming right out of school. And it was great because I caught the tail end of the first three-peat in Chicago with Jordan and the Bulls. I was at the Final Four, the timeout game with Chris Webber in Michigan, But it all started, 5, 6, 8 years earlier, writing for my school paper. Right.
Yeah.
Covering water polo and
just
stuff like that,
women's
basketball.
That your writing ability was at the level to get to that level. You see, this is the struggle. This is what we need to know and understand because not everybody's gonna make it as an athlete. And we're gonna need some more great writers, some people to cover this. And this humble beginnings right here, your start to see where you at now, nobody would even know that because the way you speak, the way you articulate, the way you look on TV, nobody would know that that's your struggle. I'm glad that we could bring that across on my show today, letting people know that you do have a real struggle, and if they want to get in that lane, they can do the same thing. I'd like to thank y'all for tuning in to Turfed Up. I'm your host with the most, Big Snoop Dogg, AKA Coach Snoop. I'd like to thank my lovely co-host, Mercer Day.
Thank you.
I just want to thank you for coming down, man. I'm a real sports writer, real analyst like yourself, so thank you for coming out.
And come down for a real G, right?
Appreciate you, loved one. We'll see you here, same dog channel, same dog time, all in one.